Welcome back, this is Elise from Elise's Sapphic, and today we're going to be covering Shōnen Maid. I know last week I said I'd be covering the next Choose Me CD, but then I realized that this week is Maid Week over on Twitter, so I decided I wanted to cover a Maid-related anime instead. So, why would I choose Shōnen Maid over, like, Maid-sama or Emma? And to be honest, that's really easy. I think Shōnen Maid is criminally underrated because of what it would look like to other people. Like, look at this image. What do you think it's about? But, to the surprise of a lot of people who have seen it, it's actually not what it seems. This anime is actually a wholesome, family-based slice of life, and a really good one in my opinion. Though that doesn't stop some people, because of course it doesn't. But this isn't a conversation about how fandom culture has a tendency to view healthy and positive familial relationships as romantic, even though the love is very different. Maybe another day we'll cover that. Just kidding, probably not. That's a scary topic, and I don't want to. And I don't want to deal with that. We're just gonna push that under the rug a little bit. Just sweep that under the rug. Just for now. Well, anyway. So, what's the story here? First, this is Chihiro.
I guess things haven't had time to sink in yet. I mean, it makes sense. Mom was always working, so maybe I'm just used to not having her around.
His mom just passed away from a heart attack, and he's still in a bit of a daze about it. And in that section of grieving where it still doesn't quite feel real yet. Not long after this, on his way home, he runs into some guy trying to get away from a dog and helps him. This turns out to be Madoka, his uncle, that he had no idea existed. Madoka has decided he wanted to take Chihiro in to live with him in his stupid blue mansion. Chihiro is hard-headed though, and taking what his mom says to heart.
Those who do not work shall not eat.
He ends up pretty much working for room and board and ends up being a maid pretty much, even dressing like one, because Madoka had joked about him wearing it and he just took it completely seriously, even though he doesn't actually have to. And that's where the story begins. Now, this is a slice of life, so not much else really progresses other than seeing Chihiro get more comfortable in his situation and viewing the place as more of a home, even going as far as to call it so in episode 3. We just get to see how their lives unfold from this point on. So let's go more in depth with the characters instead. Chihiro is an elementary school student who loves to clean, cook, and do all the housework. He's a hardworking kid with extremely high standards for cleaning. I need him to come clean my house. He would make good money as a professional maid. No dust is left, not even a speck. Everything must die. He also really needs a hug. Really badly though he probably wouldn't accept it. There's a few parts in the series where he does actually break down a bit over losing his mom, but I honestly don't think he ever truly processes it completely. Madoka is surprisingly a very nice guy, very eccentric and overbearing though. But with how old Chihiro actually is, I think it's valid for him to be that way. She might act mature, but he's 11. He is still very much in the age of can be babied and should be babied. His mom just died. Let him be babied. But anyway, Madoka is a costume designer and is extremely lazy. But with the right situation, he can pull together an outfit within a night, like when he does so to get Miyako's dad to call off the engagement by making himself look worse than he is. But I think that says a lot about him too. Being willing to throw your reputation in the trash to help someone is a noble thing in my opinion. He's very affectionate, but it never feels gross or like he has bad intentions. He's like a playful big brother. Also find it really funny how he's absolutely terrified of dogs, but might as well be a big puppy himself. As for more supporting characters, we have Keiichiro, Madoka's assistant, pretty much constantly having to make sure Madoka is working on his costumes and not slacking off. Without him, I'm pretty sure Madoka would be dead. Also, he's very parenting as well. Like the way he talks to Chihiro is just so dad-like. Miyako, as mentioned in Madoka's section, used to be in an arranged marriage with him, though neither were very happy about it. She's a very good cook, but is hopeless at cleaning and ends up having to have Chihiro teach her. Chihiro's friend group is also really nice. Early on in the series, Chihiro tries to hide what's going on from them, but they just follow him home instead. And are very accepting of the whole situation, even going as far to say that they wouldn't be very good friends if they had made fun of him for working.
We're not. Think we'd make fun of you for working? That would make us pretty crappy friends. In the future, just be honest with us, okay?
All in all, I find it a very fun show and think more people should give it a try. I think a lot of the comedy hits really well, and I love how a lot of things that seem to be problems just are not. I think it's an enjoyable watch. Yep. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll be back next week. Later, Pixels. And remember, those that do not work, do not eat.